Mary Campbell, and I'd like to welcome you on behalf of the Queen Anne's County League of Voters and the Kent County League of Voters. And if you're a holdover, I'm afraid you're going to have to hear everything again. So bear with me. I believe that the president of the Kent County League of Voters has gone on. Isn't that right, Jeanette Charboni? But it was wonderful having her here, and they are our co-sponsors. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization that encourages the informed and active participation of citizens in government. And this is what we're doing right now. I hope you've gotten the voter's guide with information about all the candidates. There's information on early voting, the first time thing this year. We have a little brochure on your government officials if you need to get in contact with them. Forums like this are all intended to inform you and encourage you to take part in the democratic process. Speaking of which, the democratic process for the League of Women Voters in Queen Anne's County will continue on Thursday night here, same time, 6 o'clock, with the Democratic candidates for County Commissioner this time, and at 7:30 with Republican candidates for County Commissioner. So we certainly hope you will come and listen to what they have to say and ask them questions. We had thought that we were going to film this forum and show it on QAC TV, but apparently the county commissioners are not having any of the forums filmed this time around. We're going to go back to them and ask if they could do it for the general election. However, we're a young league with young responses to problems like that, and one of our wonderful older members is filming us, but one of the younger members is going to put it on YouTube. So, you know, if you want to have your constituents see you, suggest they go to YouTube Queen Anne's County Forum for the General Assembly, and they'll be able to see you. So, that said, I want to apologize to Mr. Jacobs. I got his name right in the program, but I didn't get it right on his card. It's J.A. and not J.O. My apologies. And I'd like to welcome all of you here. We appreciate your coming, answering our questions, helping us become informed. Jackie Carter, our character counts person in Queen Anne's County, is our moderator, and I'm going to turn it over to her.
This is an informational forum, so we're glad to be here to ask questions of our candidates. We will start out with each of the candidates having 2 minutes as an intro about yourself, and then it will be turned over to the audience for questions. When you do pose your questions, please state your name and the general area of where you live, in Queen Anne and so forth. Please make your questions general and not personal. You have to direct your question to the specific candidate, and if it is an opposing candidate, as we have with Richard Saucy and Stephen Hershey, then whoever you direct that question to, I will then give the other candidate a chance to answer that. But you also have the option to open it up to all of the candidates as well. You will have 45 seconds to ask you to please use respect and responsibility and civility in asking your questions and in answering them. This is a great way of a civics lesson, and it will be televised, so hopefully some of our young people will also be watching this since they do check into YouTube. Now, in order to figure out who is going to be the first one to start off with the intro, we have little papers to choose. So, as I did before, who would like to be the first one to choose paper? Oh, I see the hand out already. Go ahead. All right.
Just decide who picks first.
Okay. Now open it up, and if you have a blank piece of paper, you're not the one. If you have the number, who has a number? What number? It should say. Yeah, very well. Number 31.
Without these glasses, I did not have a number.
But at least the Your fellow candidates on here said you had the number.
But they all were quick to point it out.
Okay, so you will be able to start off, Mr. Jacobs, and then we will start from your right, and then each go around there for your intro. Okay? You understand? Fantastic. So we will get started.
We ready?
Mr. Jacobs? Yes.
All right, my name is Jay Jacobs, and I am currently the mayor of Rock Hall. I've been in office for 11 years as mayor. I'm a fourth-generation resident of Kent County, and seeking the office of delegate. I ran 4 years ago against the third term incumbent Delegate Walkup, who has decided this time she will not be seeking another term, and I am looking forward to questions this evening. And also, before I finish, I'd like to thank the league for having us here this evening.
Thank you.
Just stand up a little bit here. I'm State Senator E.J. Pipkin. I've had the honor and privilege of representing this district for the last 8 years and won the seat in 2002. I am married to my wife Elisa, who I believe most of you have met at some point in time. And I have 3 children, Carter, who's in the back of the room, and headed for Elon University in the fall, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, next week, I guess. My daughter Meredith, who's a nationally ranked figure skater, and my son Tyler, who also speed skates. Clearly, he got the speed gene from his father and passed it along. So, you know, when I see this election, why I'm running for a third term, I just want to say really 3 things. One, it's clear that we need to cut government spending. I work with Senator Brinkley in Western Maryland to propose an additional $1 billion in spending at the state level. Reduction in taxes, particularly property taxes, which have been a burden throughout the district. We've worked very hard to educate people on how to lower them. And clearly, again, the third issue being jobs, and that's jobs, 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 and we've been able to work forward with that with a broadband internet network. The emergency room is going to open October the 4th, and working very hard on issues related to the Bay Bridge that impacts very heavily this community. I look forward to the dialogue here tonight and look forward to serving you for a third term. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Delegate Dick Saucy. I went into office at the same time as my colleagues, Delegate Smigel and Senator Pipkin. And I guess I should mention my floor is here, as many of you know. You know, there's an old political joke that talks about some of my constituents are for it, some of my constituents are against it, and I'm with my constituents. Well, and the background of that is, and from my standpoint, is how do you find out where your constituents are? What are the issues that are concerned? I listened to the previous forum here tonight, and I have to say, with all due respect, there needed to be more knowledge, if you will, more prior discussion with constituents before you decide to run for office. At least I think so. You know, when I first got sworn in, I had traveled throughout the district, going to breakfasts and fire halls, to town meetings, to you name it, auctions, farm auction, everything you can imagine, for 5 years, just to learn what the issues were, what were the concerns of the constituents. Of course, the other side of that is once you get a feel for what those issues and what those concerns are, as an elected official, I think it's very important and critical to respond to those folks. You can't always be responsive. You can't always give somebody what they want, but at the very least, you deserve to give them an answer to their questions. Sometimes you can answer it right there with a coffee cup in your hand at a breakfast on a Sunday. Sometimes it takes a phone call to an agency or a department, and then sometimes it takes legislation. And I have to say, my colleagues and myself, we do all that. So again, I look forward to continuing to serve the district. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Steve Hershey. I'm 46 years old. My wife and I live in Queenstown, Maryland. We lived there for about 15 years. I am currently a vice president at Jones Lang LaSalle, which is a corporate real estate service provider. We work with end users of real estate and guiding them in their real estate transactions and potentially development and construction build-outs. I'm here because I feel that the citizens of the 36th District need a choice in their representatives. While I understand what Delegate Sassi has said about constituent services and the issues, I feel that this term, this election, there are really just three issues. It's jobs, government spending, and taxes. And I have worked in a number of different situations where I've dealt with large, extremely large budgets. I've worked with Governor Owens' administration for 4 years, where I've seen the inside workings of government and their spendings and redundancies in different agencies. And I feel that we need to lower the taxes for Maryland's families and small businesses. And I have been out on the campaign trail. I've been knocking on doors. I've been sign waving. I've been working hard to talk to different constituents. And I've talked to a great amount in the last month and a half, 2 months, and I'm hearing a lot of the same information. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight and look forward to the questions.
My name is Michael Spiegel. I've had the honor and privilege of serving in the House of Delegates representing this district for the last 8 years. I'm the minority parliamentarian in the House of Delegates, and I also serve on the Judiciary Committee. My subcommittees are criminal law and juvenile law, and I'm married. I'm 52 years old. I've been married 21 years. My wife Peggy and I have 2 children, Michael Jr. and Sarah, and look forward to answering your questions here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will proceed to our question format. Please remember, not personal, but general questions. State your name, general area where you live, and direct the question to the appropriate candidate that you wish to hear from, and please step up to the mic. So, we have questions. I'll lead off again.
I'm Lillian Zielinski. I'm from Rock Hall in Kent County, and I'd like to direct this question to Mr. Pitkin. I belong to the League of Conservation Voters myself, and I look very closely to the scorecard that they produce every year and base a lot of my voting decisions on that. I'd like to ask you, maybe the other candidates, if you care to answer, could you pick one piece of legislation that you didn't vote for as far as environmental issues and explain what your feelings were?
The microphone's on the desk and turn that one away from the others.
Okay, thank you.
Let me just say that part of the reason I got involved in public life is I spent 3 years of my life working full-time to stop Governor Glendenning's plan to dump 18 million cubic yards of dredge flow into the Chesapeake Bay in a place called Site 104. And it's something that I worked very hard at and thought it was a worthy cause, and actually involved the entire community here to stop that. We were successful at eventually getting legislation passed that banned that practice, and it's something that consumed my life and led to my run in 2002. Beyond that, in this last term, we had a serious issue here in Queen Anne's County and Kent County related to the rubble fill, and we as a delegation worked very hard to get legislation passed that stopped that rubble fill, and it's currently in the courts, and without that legislation, that rubble fill will be operating today. As far as specific, in any given year, a group can score different parts of the legislation. League of Conservation Voters decided to score a bill related to solar energy this year. And who's going to argue that solar energy is the way to go? But what's happened in Annapolis is that some of these environmental bills have become nothing but crony capitalism, in which they favor their friends, they write backroom deals, and in this particular case, the original proposal was $1.5 billion tax on you, the consumer, over the next 15 years. The bill was so egregious and so bad that when I went on MSNBC and exposed just how onerous this was, the Democrats in the House scaled it back to $185